Hello everyone, myself Mr. Nimesh G. Gandhi. I am working as an assistant professor in Mechanical Engineering Department at Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Today we are going to discuss about in our subject fluid mechanics and hydraulic machine. In this subject we are going to discuss about fluids and their properties. First of all we are discuss about what is fluid. Then after we are going to discuss about fluid mechanics. Fluid means a fluid is a substance that deforms continuous when subject to shear stress, however small the shear stress may be. Okay, it means we can say that whenever the fluid is rest condition, so at that time no shear stress will be there. But if we have fluid in the motion, or we can say that will move to any direction, so at that time shear stress will be produced, and shear stress is depend on the velocity of the fluid. Okay, now we discuss about what is fluid mechanics. Fluid mechanics is that branch of science deal with the behavior of the fluid at rest as well as in motion. Okay, so we can now classify in the form of the fluid statics, fluid kinematics and fluid dynamics. Okay, so first of all we discuss about what will be the rest and what will be the motion. Rest, it means we can say that fluid in your steady condition, and it will be motion, it means it will be move one direction to another direction we have to consider. Okay, so now first we discuss what is fluid statics. Fluid statics, it means what? The study of fluid at rest. Okay, it means we can say that fluid as a rest condition, at that time that fluid is called as a, or we study about that fluid is called as a fluid statics. Fluid kinematic, it means what? The study of fluid in motion wherever pressure force are not considered is called fluid kinematics. It means fluid having a motion but we are not considering the pressure force, that fluid is called as a fluid kinematics. Okay, and fluid dynamics, it means the study of fluid in motion where pressure force are also considered. It means we are considered different forces we have to consider, as well as pressure force will be considered, so that is called as a fluid dynamics. Now first we discuss about the where application of the fluid mechanics. So there are different application of the fluid mechanics. So first of all, if we are consider that first application, we have to consider that application of the automobile. In automobile, all the component associated with the transportation of the fuel from fuel tank to cylinder, fuel line, fuel pump, fuel injector or carburetor, or as well as we can say that mixing of the fluid, okay, and air in the cylinder, there are the fluid mechanics we have to use. Okay, another example we have to consider the refrigerator. In refrigerator involve the tube through which refrigerant flow, compress that pressurized refrigerant, and then it will be transferred to the heat exchanger which absorb the heat, refrigerant absorb and reject the heat. At the time we have to use fluid mechanics. Okay, another way we can also say that our human body, our blood circulation, our in body, that is also example of the fluid mechanics. So there are so many example, wide application of the fluid mechanics. Now we discuss about the different properties of fluid. Okay, so first property we have to consider that density or mass density. First of all, what is density? So density, it means what? Okay, density or mass density of the fluid is defined as the ratio of mass of fluid to its volume. Okay, or we can also say that mass per unit volume, that is called density, which is denoted by rho. Okay, now you can see here, so what is the mathematical equation of the density? So mathematical equation of the density is equal to mass upon volume. You can see here, this is mass upon volume. Now what will be the unit of the density, or we can say that mass density? So unit of the mass is kg. SI unit of the mass is kg, and unit of the volume is meter cube. So we have to consider what will be the unit of the density, kg per meter cube. Okay, now another property of the fluid is specific weight, or we can also say that weight density. So what is specific weight? Specific weight or weight density of the fluid is defined as the ratio of weight of fluid to its volume, or we can also say that specific weight or weight density, it means weight of fluid per unit volume, which is denoted by symbol will be W. Okay, now what I told you, okay, what is specific weight? The specific weight, it is a ratio of, so we can say that, which is denoted by W, it is a ratio of weight upon volume. Weight upon volume. Now how we can find out the weight? So weight is equal to, we can say that, mass into acceleration due to gravity divided by volume. Okay, just I put W is equal to mg. Okay, now already I told you, okay, mass upon volume, it means mass density or density. So we can just put, instead of m by v is equal to density is equal to mass upon volume, so we can write, instead of m by v, rho. So that equation we have to write, W is equal to rho into g. Okay, now what will be the unit of weight density? So we can say that, okay, what will be the unit of the weight? So unit of the weight is Newton. Unit of the weight is Newton. And what will be the unit of the volume? So unit of the volume is meter cube. So what will be the unit of the specific weight or weight density? Newton per meter cube. Now another property is specific volume. Okay, specific volume of the fluid is defined as a ratio of volume of fluid to mass of fluid, or we can, another way we can say that the specific volume of the fluid is defined as the volume of fluid occupied by unit mass. Okay, or already I told you, okay, volume per mass, it is also called as a specific volume. So you can see here, mathematically it will be written, specific volume is equal to mass, volume upon mass. Okay, and we can also write volume by mass upon volume. We can also write in denominator, just interchange that volume will be take denominator side, below side. Okay, and already I told you, okay, mass upon volume, that is called as a density. Okay, so we can say that density is equal to mass upon volume. We just put here rho 1 upon rho. So we can say that specific volume is a reciprocal of the mass density or density of the fluid. Now what will be the unit of specific volume? So we can say that the volume upon mass, so unit of the volume is meter cube and unit of the mass is kg. So what will be the unit of, SI unit of the specific volume is meter cube per kg. Now last property of the fluid will be specific gravity. What will be the specific gravity? So specific gravity is defined as a ratio of density or weight density. We can also say that mass density or weight density of fluid to the density or mass density or weight density of the standard fluid. Okay, now how it will be considered, you can see here mathematically. So already I told you, specific gravity, it means it is a ratio of weight density divided by weight density of the standard fluid. So suppose if you are considered as a liquid, so at that time our standard fluid is water, and if you are consider gas, gas is also fluid. If you are consider gas, so at time our standard fluid will be air. So now you can see here mathematically what will be, we have to write here, okay, specific gravity is equal to weight density of the liquid. Okay, so if we are consider oil, mercury, anything you have to consider, weight density of that liquid will be considered. At that time weight density of the water you have to consider, and it will be our standard fluid will we have to use here as a liquid. Okay, now suppose if you consider gases, so at that time weight density of the gas will be considered, and at that time use just weight density of the air as a standard you have to consider. Now what will be the unit of specific gravity? So you can see here upper side as well as lower side weight density is there. Weight density, all we can also write, instead of weight density we can write mass density or density. So we can also write density of the liquid divided by density of the water. Similar way upper side, okay, as well as we can say that for the gas, density of the gas divided by density of the air we can also write. Okay, now upper side and lower side both having a density will be there, and what will be the density unit is kg per meter cube, mass upon volume. Upper side kg per meter cube, lower side kg per meter cube, so kg per meter cube, kg per meter cube will be cancelled out. So your specific gravity is unitless. Okay, now we discuss about the viscosity. It's the most important parameter for the fluid. What is viscosity? So viscosity is defined as a property of fluid which offer a resistance to the movement of one layer of fluid over the another adjacent layer of the fluid. Now how it will be considered first? So first of all, I am just giving the one example. Okay, suppose we are just consider the air. Okay, what will be the density of the air? So if we can easily move through the air, which means that, okay, which has a very low density, air having a very low density, so we can easily to move through the air. But if we are consider the water, so water having a higher density, water having a higher viscosity, and higher viscosity, so movement is more difficult in water which has a 50 times higher viscosity. Suppose instead of water we have to consider any oil, so oil having a higher viscosity compared with the water. Okay, so what is viscosity? So viscosity, it means one type of the property of the fluid but which offer the resistance to the movement of one layer of fluid over the another adjacent layer of the fluid. That is our definition of the, okay, viscosity. Now you can see here one chart is there, or we can say that one graph is there. Okay, now in this graph you can easy way to understand, okay, what will be the one layer and another layer. Okay, so suppose I am just consider one pipe is there. Okay, so inside the pipe fluid will be flow, that will be inlet and that will be your outlet is there. Okay, so we have to consider adjacent layer, one layer and adjacent another adjacent layer. So suppose that will be fluid will be move inside the pipe upper side as well as lower side. So that will be your upper layer, that will be your lower layer, that is lower layer, and that will be your upper layer. Okay, so now both layer having a distance is first dy, the distance between that two layer is dy, you can see here distance is, and both layer having a different velocity, one layer having a velocity u and another layer having a velocity u plus du, we just consider. Okay, so what happened? So due to viscosity which cause the shear stress acting between the fluid layer, due to both having a different velocity, so which causes the shear stress to adjacent layer, one layer to another layer due to resistance, or we can say that which offer the resistance to movement of one layer of fluid over the another adjacent layer of the fluid. So you can see in velocity profile. So how much amount of your velocity will be changed? It will be du will be there because both layer having a different velocity, and that will be your distance is there, that is your velocity variation near the solid boundary. Okay, now already I told you, okay, one pipe is there, pipe having a both layer, upper layer and lower layer is there. So top layer which causes the shear stress on the adjacent, it means lower layer, while the lower layer is causes the shear stress on the adjacent top layer. Okay, why? Because both having a different velocity, okay, and distance between that dy is there. Okay, so this shear stress is directly proportional to rate of change of velocity with respect to y. It means your distance is there, and it is denoted by the symbol will be, normally we have to consider tau. So our symbol will be, we have to consider will be tau. Okay, so what is tau? Shear stress, it means your tau, shear stress will be tau. So what will be shear stress is directly proportional to du by dy. Mathematically we have to write, you can see here shear stress is directly proportional to du by dy. Why it will be considered? So we have to consider okay, one adjacent one layer is cause the shear stress on lower layer, and lower layer which cause the shear stress on the upper layer. So at that time shear stress will be changed with respect to velocity and in the direction respect to it will be distance we have to consider here. So tau is proportional to du by dy. Then we remove that proportionality. So at that time we have to consider mu. That mu is called as a viscosity. That mu is called as a viscosity, or we can say that coefficient of viscosity. Okay, and then suppose we already discussed about what is viscosity. So already I told you viscosity means what. So what is, we can write this equation in the form of the viscosity. So viscosity mu is equal to tau du by dy. In the form of the, we have to consider shear stress divided by that du by dy is called shear strain. Okay, now what will be the unit of the viscosity? Okay, and that is called dynamic viscosity. We have to here consider dynamic viscosity. That will be our mathematical equation. Okay, now what will be the unit of the viscosity? So if you are consider tau, it means your shear stress, and how it will be considered? Force upon area. Shear stress means force upon area. And what will be the unit of the force? Newton. And what will be the unit of the area? Meter square. So it will be our unit for the tau is Newton per meter square. Okay, then lower side will be du by dy. Du means change in velocity, and velocity normally consider meter per second. Okay, and dy, it means your distance, it will be considered in the form of the meter. Okay, so at the time what will be happen? That meter will be cancel out, that second will be goes upside, so it will be Newton second per meter square. That will be the unit of the viscosity for the dynamic viscosity we have to consider. Okay, now kinematic viscosity. First of all, we discuss dynamic viscosity. First we discuss viscosity, then after we have to discuss about the dynamic viscosity. Unit is Newton second per meter square. Now we discuss kinematic viscosity. Kinematic viscosity, it is a ratio of dynamic viscosity to the density of the fluid. Okay, dynamic viscosity, which is denoted by the dynamic, which is denoted by the mu, and kinematic, it is denoted by the Greek symbol. It will be denoted by the nu. Dynamic means mu and kinematic means nu. Okay, so we can just write that will be your nu. Mathematical we have to write nu is equal to viscosity, it means your dynamic viscosity, and density, it is a ratio of dynamic viscosity to density. And dynamic viscosity, which is denoted by mu divided by rho. Mu by rho, it will be your kinematic viscosity. And what will be the unit of kinematic viscosity? So if you consider dynamic viscosity, already we discussed Newton second per meter square. It's a unit of the dynamic viscosity, and divided by what will be the unit of density? Kg per meter cube. Okay, now what will be the unit? So first of all, that Newton is convert into, we just convert in the SI unit, kg meter per second square. Newton is also called as a 1 kg meter per second square. Okay, then after second is as it is, upper side that second is will be as it is, then after denominator side will be meter square will be there, and denominator side it will be kg per meter cube. So if we are cancel out that kg, and then after anything will be cancel out, you just cancel out kg will be cancel out, then after meter square will be goes upper side, the second will be cancel out. So after the cancel out, your what will be the unit is meter square per second. It's a unit of the kinematic viscosity. Now we discuss about the Newton's law of viscosity. What will be the Newton's law of viscosity? So it is stated that the shear stress on the fluid element layer is directly proportional to rate of shear strain. Okay, already we discussed what is shear stress. Shear stress, it means your velocity gradient, which is denoted by du by dy. The constant of proportionality is called as a coefficient of viscosity. Already we discussed of that equation. Okay, so how it comes? So we already discussed one adjacent layer and another adjacent layer both having a different velocity, which causes a shear stress. So we can say that shear stress is directly proportional to shear strain. It means velocity gradient, which is mathematically denoted by tau is proportional to du by dy. Okay, that is your tau is, which is shear stress. Tau means shear stress, and shear strain, it means your change in velocity divided by change in distance. Okay, then after we just remove that proportionality, so we just consider is equal to mu, we have to consider, and that mu is called coefficient of viscosity, or we can say dynamic viscosity. Its unit is Newton second per meter square. That is your Newton's law of viscosity whenever the both fluid having a different velocity. It means both adjacent layer having a different velocity, one layer to another layer. Okay, now we discuss about the types of fluid. There are different types of fluid. Is there ideal fluid, real fluid, Newtonian fluid, non-Newtonian fluid? So first of all, we have to start with the ideal fluid. What is ideal fluid? The fluid which is incompressible and is having a no viscosity is known as a ideal fluid. Okay, ideal fluid is only imaginary fluid because all fluid which exists have a some velocity. According to my point, you can see here every fluid having a some velocity. Okay, each and every, if you consider air, water, each and every having a some velocities will be there. It means we can say that ideal fluid means imaginary fluid. It means the fluid having a no velocity, no viscosity as well as incompressible. That fluid is called as a ideal fluid. Okay, what will be the real fluid? So real fluid, it means what? The fluid which possesses viscosity is known as a real fluid. It means the fluid having a viscosity, that fluid is called as a real fluid. In our normal line, we have to use all fluids. In practice, all are real fluid. Okay, so what will be the difference between ideal fluid and real fluid? So ideal, it means your imaginary fluid, fluid having a no viscosity and incompressible. Okay, now we know about that. Each and every fluid having a viscosity, it means that fluid is called real fluid, and in our practice we have to use always real fluid. Now we discuss about another types of the fluid. Okay, first is Newtonian fluid and another is non-Newtonian fluid. Okay, so first of all we have to consider Newtonian and non-Newtonian fluid. Always we have to consider real fluid. We cannot consider ideal fluid because ideal is imaginary fluid. Okay, so a real fluid in which shear stress is directly proportional to shear strain, it or velocity gradient, that called as a Newtonian fluid. Okay, so already I told you Newton's law of viscosity. What is Newton's law of viscosity? Tau is proportional to du by dy. That it means we can say that Newton's law of viscosity, if obeys the fluid, that fluid is called as a Newtonian fluid. Okay, fluid which obeys the above relation, that if obeys, so we can say that that fluid is called Newtonian fluid. Okay, that fluid of real fluid in which shear stress is not proportional to shear strain, it means that proportional, not proportional, we have to consider, that fluid is called as a non-Newtonian fluid. Okay, so we can say that that is our above equation is there. We can say that will be our equation is tau proportional to du by dy. Okay, the fluid which not obeys this relation, okay, that fluid is called non-Newtonian fluid. There are four type of fluid we have to discuss. Ideal fluid, okay, ideal we have to discuss, then after real, and then after Newtonian and non-Newtonian fluid. Okay, thank you.